On camera you can't really see it, but it's very, very cakey here. And then hello friends, and welcome to today's video. I'm so glad you could join me today. For today's video, we're going to be reviewing another foundation that blew up on TikTok. It is from KVD Beauty, Kat VonDe, and it is their Apple Skin Perfecting Hydrating Foundation Balm. It's a buildable full coverage hydrating foundation with lightweight long wear formula and fresh matte finish with a full recyclable packaging. The price is $38. It comes with 0.35 ounces and it comes in 40 shades. I picked up the shade 10, and FYI, this is sold out completely at Sephora with the exception of 4 shades, which are 4 of the darkest. But this is the one I picked up. It's a pretty good match for me. It says that you can apply it with either a damp sponge or with a dense foundation brush, and it says you can use your fingers for spot coverage. It is vegan, non-comedogenic. The highlight ingredients are apple extract to nourish the skin and sodium hyaluronate to hydrate the skin. So we are going to put it to the test and see if this is the type of foundation that would work for mature skin. Just FYI, I'm 55 years old. I have dry to normal skin, and I struggle with the usual signs of aging, fine lines and wrinkles, and I also have enlarged pores in this area, as well as some melasma, which happens because of menopause. So this one sounds like right up my alley. It's hydrating, but it has a soft matte finish. So let's get started. Okay, so I have a Sigma F88 brush here. It's pretty dense. So we're gonna start on one side. I hear that it's super full coverage and that you don't need much, so I'm gonna tap it very, very lightly and hope that I didn't pick up too much. Okay, that wasn't enough. I prefer less coverage. It's applying super smoothly. I'm just gonna do half of the face with the kabuki brush, and then we'll do half with the damp sponge. Okay, so here's what it's looking like. This is the side without, and this is the side with. It looks nice and even on camera, but in person here, it looks super heavy and cakey, which is why I don't like applying foundation with brushes, because they tend to not shear out the product. And if this is already full coverage, then using a brush, it's going to keep that coverage. And let me see if I can zoom you in. So here it is up close. Here's the side without and with. And like I said, on camera you can't really see it, but it's very, very cakey here. And then it actually accentuates the pores. So it kind of does the opposite effect. And by the way, I didn't use any primer. I just wanted to apply the foundation on its own just to see how it performs. Okay, we're gonna move on to the other side, and we're gonna use a damp sponge. This one is it's just one from e.l.f. So I'm just gonna go in and then work this side. So here's the side with the damp sponge, and here's the side with the brush. I prefer this one because I prefer the light coverage, and you'll see that the melasma is still peeking through, and that's fine, because what I've noticed is that the more I try to cover that up, and it ends up looking cakey. So it does, again, it does the opposite effect and just kind of brings attention to that area. So I have learned to just do my regular coverage and not pack on extra. Sometimes I will go in and just, like they said, let's try the finger thing. They said to just use a finger if you want to add additional coverage to a specific area. So let's just do that. All right, so that did add like a little extra nice coverage. And it actually didn't build it up too bad. Like it didn't make it look cakey like it does on this side. So that's good. That's a technique that with this foundation, seems to work pretty well. And it's feeling comfortable. It doesn't feel tight. It's not tacky. It's not dewy, but throughout the day, some shininess will peek through because it doesn't feel, drying or heavy or tight. So I like that, and I will most likely be just using it going forward just with the sponge alone. So I'm going to go off camera, put the rest of my makeup, and I'll do a final check-in at the end of the night to see how it held up. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so here we are. My makeup is applied. Ooh, just pretend you didn't see those grays that are coming through. So it is a 3:08 right now, but I've had it on for, I don't know, 30 minutes. So we'll say 2:30. So I'm gonna check in. I'll try to keep it on as much as possible just to see how good it holds up and for how long. So right now, all the products applied really nicely over it. I only used powder products over it. I didn't have to really set it. I just set my concealer once I applied it, and I always kind of set on the T-zone a little bit. So that's the only powder that I had to use, as far as setting the foundation itself. But all the other products went on really, really nicely, and it's looking good right now. I'm gonna try and see if I can get a shot of the natural light, but it's super cloudy out today, so I don't know that I'll be able to get a good one, but I will check back with you in a little bit. Okay, so here's what it looks like, natural lighting. There it is. Okay, so we're back. And it is 9:20, so it's been about 7 hours. And in case you're wondering, that's my grandson. That's Angelo, my cutie. He's 4 years old now. But anyway, so I didn't touch up or anything. I did reapply makeup because I ate dinner, but this is what it looks like without being touched up. So just as I suspected, the natural oils start to come through, which is normal. Okay, what are my thoughts on it? I do like it. Do you need to run out and get it? No. I have used other foundations that I love more. I think this one kind of sets itself apart because it's the first in its form. Like, it's not a powder foundation, it's not a liquid foundation, it's not a stick foundation. So I think that was, they're definitely doing something different to stand out, and they certainly did it. This thing blew up on TikTok, which is why you can't get it anywhere. It's sold out everywhere. Like I said before the finish, it is full coverage. So if you're one of those people that loves full coverage, then you would like it. If you have young skin, you would definitely love it. For mature skin, it would not be at the top of my recommendations. I mean, not because it's not hydrating, but just because of the full coverage part. And even though I can just apply it with a sponge and kind of shear it out more that way, it's easier for me to kind of start with a lighter coverage and then add more if I need to, rather than having to go backwards, if that makes sense. That's actually a little bit more tricky. It's a little trickier to do. But overall, yes, I think it is a good product. It does have, skin loving ingredients as well. So I always appreciate that. From what I understand, it has no flashback either, so it's safe to use at night. So yeah, so those are all my thoughts. I hope this was somewhat helpful. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you found it, useful. And I hope to see you on the next one. I hope you decide to join me. So have a great rest of your week, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.